Why have I not talked about dating abroad or dating in Jamaica on this channel? Well, let's see if we can get into it. Hi, welcome. I'm Mademoiselle, and I have been living abroad for over 4 years. So, lots and lots and lots of nuances regarding this topic. So, spoiler alert, the main reason I don't talk about it is because that ain't what I came out here for. Whoop, that's the video. I'm just playing. No. And I know that's like, especially with the location that I came to, that's supposed to be like the reason you came out here. You came out here because I'm man, Roger. It's like, man. That's all I got when I was like first navigating, moving out here to Jamaica, and that's just was people's mind frame and mentality. And I can understand why, because that's a lot of, people's reasoning. Not to say anything is wrong. Well, we're going to get into it. What is wrong or what is not wrong with it. But, I actually believe that, like, a lot of us are just socially conditioned to be hyper fixated on romantic relationships. But that's another video. Yeah, so it is just something that a lot of people just could not wrap their head around as to why I would just want to up and move to Jamaica. So, yes, that's why I really haven't talked about it, because that was not like a central focus of mine. It wasn't a central focal point for me coming out here. That's why I haven't really mentioned it. But it's not to say that I haven't like been dating or trying to like understand the landscape out here, and it is definitely, I've come across some interesting things since I've been out here in Jamaica. So initially, especially like before, when you are moving into like a new territory or new environment, like, you want to observe first. Well, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to see, like, what, I don't just, I jump head first into things, but I also, like, am also aware while I'm doing that. So, like, my initial reaction was, like, let's just see, like, let me see what the landscape is out here. Yeah, I'm coming to a new country. I'm going to experience things, but it wasn't something I was trying to rush myself into, like, So being out here in Jamaica for 4 years and living abroad as a single black woman, well, here's where Jamaica comes to play. So what I have realized, or what I have come to understand, is that there is like a big fixation on relationships out here in Jamaica. It's like one must be involved with somebody. It's like it's mandatory for some reason. If you're not, something is wrong. And I can say this goes beyond Jamaica. I want to say this is in general, because again, this is how we are conditioned in society, especially women. But like, there's a heavy reliance for women out here, and there's a heavy fixation on being in a relationship. It's like the whole world is centered around it sometimes. In a lot of cases, not all of them, but a lot of them. And now you have that, and then you have my situation in the mix, because I'm quote unquote American. And apparently that means I came all the way out here to Jamaica to invest in somebody's lower regions, and to just simply entertain men in their penile functions. That is the stereotype that gets equated out here. And for a while I was like, why on earth am I having all these interactions? Why do you think I take care of men, or that I am just dying to engage with them sexually. Like, why is that just like off the bat, like what I'm getting? And then I started to see why they had that interpretation, because apparently it happens often. Like I said, I had never, if you watched any of my previous videos, I had never been to Jamaica as a tourist. I was not familiar with what was going on in that sector. But as I, again, began to just learn and observe and be more familiar, I see that they have that assumption, because that is what a good bit of us come out here and do. Now, some people are going to be like, oh, nothing wrong with that, which I don't care. That's your business. You can tour yo with JJ down the Martha Bree River for all I care. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. But as somebody who studied history and studied, stuff, and like, sex tourism can definitely be, something that's really just like problematic. And I think I did make one video about this, but I didn't go. Sex tourism can definitely be problematic, especially when it is primarily happening in Black and brown countries, because of the situations that has been established due to history and other oppressive structures. It creates a vulnerable population, and sometimes that vulnerable population has identified their body as a means to get by, and people coming from other countries to take advantage of that, it just really, I don't like it. But I don't know, do with that as you please. And I don't know, it kind of made stuff hard. So, like, even though that might be like the situation, it kind of made it hard for somebody who's not looking for that type of situation, or not interested in that type of situation. But that is the assumption. I'm an American woman. I'm single. I came out here to find a man, or to find somebody to carry back over the fire and all the other stuff, whatever. So it makes things hard for somebody to take you seriously, and just like not have these weird expectations of you, and like, just, I don't know, just it just got really, a lot of the interactions just kind of started going sour real quick, because I could see they kind of like in their mind was like, oh, I can get stuff out of her. Not I, said the cat. And even like if you're trying to be nice or something like that, that just, ooh, that means, I don't know, that means a whole lot of things. So have all the interactions been bad? No, not necessarily, but I will say definitely like weird, or definitely like something to get used to. So I've interacted like with a bunch of different, I don't want to say ranges or whatever, I don't know, just to kind of see it again, to get the experience, right? So a lot of it is like I said, things tend to, well, they try and move things extremely fast, and especially like if they are like kind of sort of well off, or like got things going for themselves, then you're supposed to be bowing at their feet. That means you're supposed to be, oh, yes, Your Majesty, with them. I had one gentleman, dressed in suits and all that other stuff, and I don't know, some fancy job title, and had a nice SUV truck or something like that, and he just was like, why you ain't worshiping the ground I walk on, child? Anyways, that was short-lived. So I feel like overall it's some type of entitlement, whether they are, doing well, or if they're just, basically getting by or whatever. It's, I need you for some type of reason. And like I said, if that's your thing, that's fine, but it's very off-putting, especially like when you just now like trying to meet or get to know somebody or whatever, it can just, I don't know. I was like, what is this? I don't know what this is. I ain't never done nothing like this before. That was one gentleman. Of course, I coming to them thinking they finna get a green card out of me. Like, baby, I'm not trying to live in America. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why you just are not wrapping it around your head. I'm not your target. Go find these folks or whoever you need to find. It ain't gonna happen over here. I don't have that for you, sweetie. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get my stuff. Again, very weird. And it's so obvious. I don't even know why they just think they just got all like the little smart tricks and stuff like that. Yeah, my bad. Sorry about that. So yeah, it's like all these little slick tricks and games and stuff. I'm like, all of this is gonna be futile. I ain't got what you want. Okay. Let's see. And yeah, so I mean, a lot of it I could say was like, you know, maybe like cultural differences or just them assumptions or what they've heard about women that come over here and doing particular things. So I had to navigate that a whole lot. Basically, that's been like it in a nutshell. Have I met some good people? Yes, but even then they're not ready to. It's just like a lack of seriousness, you know, like they want the benefits without the investment or what that would require. And I'm like, I can't do this little wishy-washy stuff y'all be doing out here anyways. So yeah, that's basically why I haven't. And then it's like, you don't want, because like, of course, like people hear one thing and then they just latch on to it and they make that the entirety of the place. And if I was to come and just ranting and raving like about my experiences, then it's like people just take that mindset. I don't want to further add to the problem, right? They take that mindset like, oh, Jamaicans this and Jamaican that, or Jamaican men this. Like, I'm like not telling you not to be wary of things, but it's like I just myself, I like to be observant and see what a particular person is operating in. And collectively they might all be operating in some BS. But still, if that's the case, I just remove myself, because who has time for that? Who has time? Anyway, so yeah, I was just not like hyper fixated on being in a relationship or like trying to. I came out here and again to just really like explore and expand myself. This is really like a personal thing for me, which I think for a lot of people it is, but I just implore women who like move abroad, like that they make themselves the focus and they make themselves the priority instead of like trying to jump and rush into something, especially when you are going into a whole different culture, climate, whatever. Put that effort and energy into yourself and let what's supposed to gravitate towards you gravitate towards you. That's my advice in that regard. And I mean, I've heard some things, I've seen some things, and I was just like, boy, what? We really are just all senses get just dispersed somewhere else for some reason when folks come out here. I don't know. But that's me and my reasons. And so again, it's like, if you are trying to live somewhere, just take the time to get to know the place and familiarize yourself. Don't let that be your main priority, main focus. And it's like, you already have like that assumption, that whole Stella and her groove back mess or whatever. Like, just fall into it, fall into that stereotype if you want to. But if, I mean, for something long term and for something sustaining, I wouldn't even entertain it, because it just gets annoying, like, at some point. But yeah, so that's that video for today. Short and sweet. I may or may not come back and talk more about this and go more in depth. I'm trying to see, I done came across some characters now, and I'm definitely like not trying to like sugarcoat it. I've come across some characters, but like I said, probably like none that I remember or care enough to like be dwelling on. I have definitely come across a lot of characters, and then I'll just be like, whoop, see you next time, or like just going about my merry old way. Yeah, and then a lot of them like will try to circle back around like after the fact. Oh, I should have did this and I should have did that. Well, now you know, for next time, next lady you want to try and involve yourself with, maybe now you have a little bit more sense. All right, you have a little more sense with your things. Okay, so good luck to you if you did decide to move abroad to find a relationship, and if not, good luck to you anyway. I hope whatever it is that you're looking for finds you. All right. And I just noticed I got a bunch of dust particles flying around in my car, so don't mind that. Anyways, like, share, and subscribe, please. Thank you for being a part of my community. Thank you for all of my subscribers. Thank you for watching. Peace and love. I am Mocha. See you next time.